Mandy Mouse Lives at Lydia House, written by Tara Rye, illustrated by Molinda Parker, narrated by Tara Rye. In the Lydia house lives a sweet little mouse. Mandy is her name. She has the most unruly curl that moves this way and that, covering one eye, then the other. This is the story of how Mandy came to live at Lydia House one snowy day. Mandy Mouse, I lost my job. We don't have money for food. I'm sad to say I can't pay our bills. All our money is gone. We don't even have enough money to buy a jar of honey or a piece of bread, said Mama Mouse. One day, the bill collector came and said, "You can no longer stay here. You must move out." Mama Mouse said to Mandy, "It's okay. We can move in with a friend as we try to start over again." But things got worse and worse. Their friend got tired of them hanging about and said, "You need to move out today." They had no place to go, so they got in their car and drove to a park not too far away. Mama Mouse told Mandy, "We will sleep here tonight and listen to our favorite songs. We will stay in our car, and I promise we will not be here too long." Mama Mouse and Mandy settled in for their stay. To make Mama Mouse feel better, Mandy Mouse said, "I love to watch the stars in the sky. They make me feel safe in the park late at night. The stars are bright and they give us light." Mama Mouse smiled and patted Mandy's head. Days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months. And as the blistery cold of winter blew in, Mandy Mouse whispered to herself late one night, "I wish I had a blanket to pull up to my chin. I don't like the cold wind." She never told Mama because it would worry her so if she knew that Mandy was chilled to her bone. Day after day they lived this way, curled up in their car looking out their windows at the stars. One day, Mama Mouse said, "Let's go out and try to find some food. I know you are hungry, and I am too." They looked, but could find no food. They both longed for something to eat and drink because the only meals Mandy Mouse ate were at school. Sometimes Mandy Mouse secretly hid a biscuit or bread inside her pocket to share with Mama. Mama Mouse always gave Mandy a bite, too. Then she'd pull her close, holding her lovingly in her arms. One windy day, Mandy Mouse thought, "I can help Mama. I can find work, too." So she told Mama Mouse, "I want to gather and sell firewood." Mama Mouse answered, "Not my daughter, and not in this neighborhood." The children at school didn't know Mandy's plight. Mama told her, "Don't tell them. Someone might come to take you one night. They would not understand why we have to sleep in our car." Mandy Mouse nodded her head as she said, "Yes, Mama." It got harder and harder for Mama Mouse to send Mandy to school. Fears began to plague her that people would find out and think Mama Mouse a fool for not providing Mandy a home. Mama Mouse said, "Mandy, from now on, I want you to stay in the car with me. We will make up our own school rules just for you and me." After 2 whole days passed with no food, Mandy Mouse's tummy grumbled and rumbled inside. "Don't worry, Mandy. We will get some food soon," Mama said. Her words did not stop Mandy's tummy from rumbling and grumbling all night long, and finally she cried out, "God, will you show yourself to me? Will we ever find a place to stay? Will I ever hear my mama sing again with glee? I really miss her laughter. Will I ever taste chicken, potatoes, and iced tea again?" Unknown to Mandy Mouse, God heard her cry. Somewhere near, or rather close by, stood a shelter that honors the Most High. He placed on the heart of the servant leader to send out helpers with blankets, especially to the park where their car was parked. With loving grace, God directed servants from this special place to help those young and old forced to live out in the cold. They stacked the blankets so tight in their van that you couldn't even squeeze in a grain of sand. After crying herself to sleep in broad daylight, Mandy Mouse heard people talking as they handed blankets out in the park close by. She begged Mama, "Can you ask them for a blanket too?" Her Mama answered, "No, Mandy, I don't trust them. They might take you." Mandy's face wrinkled as tears spilled down her cheeks. Her expression proved more than Mama could bear. "Okay, but you go and hide." Mandy crawled low under the dashboard so no one could see her as Mama opened the door to a snowy whirl that covered Mandy's face and straightened her curl. Mama Mouse slowly approached the helper. "May I have a blanket? It's really cold out here." She wrapped her arms around her chest tighter as she waited for his answer. The servant leader noticed Mama Mouse kept glancing back at her car. "Is your little one over there?" Recognizing Mama's fear, the helper touched her shoulder and said, "It's okay, Mama. Jesus sent us here." Mama Mouse answered, "I do not know this person." The helper replied, "That's okay. I'd love to tell you about him, but for now, all you need to know is that I am here today. Let me tell you about the Lydia house. It's a great place to stay. It is a shelter for mamas like you. We can help you, feed you, and give you a bed to sleep in. We will take care of your child, too." Mama Mouse turned to leave, but his next words stopped her in her tracks. "It does not cost. It is free. Go get your child and come with me. A warm meal does a body good." Quickly, she went to go get Mandy because she needed to eat and it was terribly cold out. And as she opened the car door, Mama Mouse said, "Mandy, let's pack all our stuff in this bag. The man handing out blankets wants us to come with him. He says he will feed us and provide us a warm place to sleep tonight." Mandy Mouse jumped up so fast she bumped her head on the dash. Ooh! They had to leave their car since it no longer had gas, but they did not mind as they rode with the helper to the Lydia house on the north side of town. The servant helper immediately took them to the kitchen to meet the cook. The cook took an instant liking to Mandy Mouse, the newest child in his culinary nook. "Hello, Mandy Mouse. I bet you are hungry. Here, have a chicken leg left over from lunch." "I cook lots of food here at Lydia House. We serve nearly 1,800 meals a day, so you will not go hungry as long as you stay here." He grinned so big, Mandy knew she wanted to stay. Their new friends at the Lydia House gave Mama Mouse and Mandy a room to call their own. It had a bed, a blanket, a pillow to rest their weary heads. But Mama Mouse would not let Mandy climb in. "It's off to the shower for you and me. It's time we clean those curls flattened with grease." Mandy Mouse squeaked and squealed with delight that night. She wiggled her toes all warm and cozy under the blanket her mama wrapped her in, all snug and tight. Meals became her favorite time of day. At all 3 meals she visited the cook with glee because sometimes he would give her a special treat to eat. She loved living at the mission. And so, that is the beginning of Mandy's journey. Why don't you come on down to the Lydia House at the Open Door Mission and take a tour? Who knows what you might see? In the Lydia House lives a sweet little mouse, and Mandy is her name. She has the most unruly curl that moves this way and that, covering one eye, then the other. Learn to do good, work for justice, help the down and out, stand up for the homeless, and go to bat for the defenseless. The end.